Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. We're going to talk about I'm going to talk a little bit about how I would see like mainnet investment if I wanted to invest a lot of mainnets. Now, I do have investment in mainnets like with Ethereum and Cardano, but I also have a lot of main investments that are not particularly mainnet coins. Obviously, Ken is not one of them. So I'm going to particularly be focusing on ADA, DOT, ETH, um, like Tezos and ZIL and how I kind of see it. Right now, ETH is very dominant. That much everyone knows. That's very obvious. You're kind of living in a dream world if you don't think ETH is that dominant. It controls probably 95% plus of all real mainnet activity or like all real transactions. Yes, some of the other mainnets have a bunch of spam transactions that register a lot of transactions. But in terms of like amount of value actually transferred, Ethereum is incredibly dominant. Now, I see that dominance going down over the next 2 or 3 years as they try to roll phase two of Ethereum 2.0. Oh, yeah. Remember, they're releasing phase zero probably beginning of December. Phase two is not going to come for another year and a half, and that's when they actually can scale. Now, other solutions like DOT, ADA, Tezos, ZIL can scale way, way before that, and Solana as well, obviously, like those nets. And those people that don't want to wait on their projects will actually deploy on other mainnets. So they'll continue to actually lose. They'll continue to lose some market share, but they may still be dominant. So kind of like how I partition it out. Essentially, I would probably have like 35 or so, 35 to 40% in Ethereum. And then next, I would consider DOT and ADA. I consider DOT and ADA like the most potential to actually really take a chunk out of Ethereum. They're both mainnets. Polkadot is actually kind of special because it lets you create your own standalone blockchain, which you would then attach to Polkadot as the parachain, maybe give you a little bit more flexibility. ADA, however, has more things in the pipeline. They have some partnerships in the pipeline. They're testing with Wyoming Beef right now on the logistics front. And they actually have, like AGI as a project that's actually coming over. Plus, they have like a lot of other partnerships that they think they will announce down the line when Skogan happens, which will actually be towards the end of February. So essentially, pick one from ADA and DOT, and then I would allocate maybe another 25% or so. So that brings you up to 25 to 30%. That brings you up to maybe like somewhere between 60 and 70% of those two ones. Like one is Ethereum. That's more of a safety net as well. And I do think Ethereum can probably still like 10, 15x from here if we're lucky in the next bull run. So essentially, like Ethereum would be, like something like 35 to 40%. For me, it would be like for investing in mainnets, it would be ADA at 25 to 30%. And then like the other one, I would put like 10% in. And then you have about 10% kind of like left over. And that I would actually allocate to like either like XTZ or ZIL. Pick one of those. Obviously, if you like Solana, you can swap out XTZ or ZIL for Solana. I do see potential in Tezos and ZIL, but I do see more potential in DOT and ADA. And Solana, obviously, you're really shooting for the moon, but it does entail a lot more risk than the other two. Now, Solana does have Kin on it, and it does actually have Sam Bankman-Fried. So actually, if it were me, I would take ETH, ADA, DOT, and then Solana. So I would probably do like 40% ETH, 30% 30% ADA, 15% DOT, and 15% Solana. Solana, I think, probably in terms of ROI, may have like the highest ROI potential, but it's also the riskiest out of all of them. It's much smaller, much less known. It does have some projects on it, and Sam Bankman-Fried is a big name. But the smaller projects, I'm always a little bit cautious on. But I would take some money into Solana just because, like he's actually really pushing Serum, and with a big name like that, really just piloting things. Well, he's not really piloting Solana, but like with him promoting it and having all that money in, I think there's a good opportunity for a lot of growth with Solana. So that's how I would partition it. ETH dominant, like ETH ADA 40-30 and then 15-15 with DOT and Solana. I think that gives me a well balanced portfolio. You could actually swap out like your own main nets. With the last few, like if you believe in DOT more than ADA, you would swap the positions between DOT and ADA. If you believe in like some other coin like EOS, you could probably swap in for one of those. But realistically, like I really see Ethereum, ADA, DOT, ETH, XTZ, ZIL as being like, and maybe Solana being some of the most ones with the most potential. There are other mainnets out there, like the privacy mainnets. If you're really into privacy coins, swap in one of those for one of these. I'm just not going to invest in privacy coins myself because of the regulation aspect of it. Like Shapeshift is just delisted Zcash, so I don't want to mess with that. And the other mainnets I just haven't heard as much of as these. And plus, like, I don't know if they have just as much in the pipeline, and they don't have as many news releases. So that's kind of like my idea on mainnets. Let me know if you agree, like, and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.